Ladies and gentlemen, things are getting crazy for crypto. Something happened today that I think will surprise every single one of you. However, before I say, I've done something crazy myself. I just bought the Solana phone. I don't know if you guys can see it perfectly, but I just bought it. Literally brand new, 0 seconds of use. Looks like this, which is pretty cool. All right. And I mean, I could do an unboxing of sorts, but I don't think anybody really cares about that type of stuff. Not turn it on. I don't know how it works, anything like that just quite yet, but it is kind of funny. And I bought this on a whim. Yeah, if you did not know, the crypto Solana literally has their own phone. I mean, it's not a joke. Anyway, if you guys want a more in-detail video about this interesting Solana device that I just bought for no reason, I kind of secretly bought it for the BONK on there. No, just kidding. But it's kind of fun to have, you know? Like I was saying, if you guys want a more in-detail sort of review of this little device, let me know down below, but let's start talking about the crazy news that's going on. I'd say an introductory step, step number one is that exchanges are doing some really interesting stuff to privacy coins. If you do not know, some cryptos are a little bit more private than others. And so what's happening right now is that some of these coins that claim to really be about that privacy life, well, yeah, they're getting delisted from crypto exchanges, making it harder to use, but most importantly, a lot harder to buy, get your hands on, and thus transact privately. At the end of the day, you can always get it in other forms, so it's not a big deal. But anyway, the real news, the most interesting one, is, as I've shared a little bit ago, yesterday, over on our Telegram. If you're not in there yet, I highly recommend you guys to join the Telegram in case you want updates that are even quicker. Quick alert! India's bold move, shadow ban on top crypto exchanges. This is before most news sources were sharing it. We got it already here. India has imposed a shadow ban on several major crypto exchanges. The banned exchanges include Binance, KuCoin, Gate, Huobi, Kraken, Bittrex, Bitstamp, MEXC, and Bitfinex. The Financial Intelligence Unit of India issued show cause notices to these 9 offshore virtual digital asset providers. The FIUIND claims these entities operate illegally in India, not complying with the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and the FIUIND has also requested the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology to block the URLs of these 9 companies. Anyway, if you're in a country that is now facing some sort of issues with these cryptocurrency exchange domains, I've left a link down below to NordVPN. It's basically a way where you can route your internet via another country, so you can still get access to a lot of these platforms. The only things that do not work is if you obviously need to verify your ID in a specific country. Just routing your internet differently is not going to do that. But if, for example, you're in a country that does not allow you to use Google, or that does not allow you to use Binance, Bybit, whatever, it's a very easy way to get around it by using a VPN. And the one I personally use is linked down below. But hey, choose whichever one you want. And I've stated this many times before. Ultimately, places like India being so restrictive of cryptocurrency or currency exchanges is actually a good thing. And many people often criticize me when I say that, but here's, for example, what Ivan on Tech said. It may not seem like it's actually positive news at first glance, but the fact that there is no way to stop crypto in India, or anywhere else for that matter, if you use a VPN, DEXs, self-custody, yada, yada, it's impossible for them to stop and censor, and apparently the demand is there that they had to do something about it. The best way to describe it is this is money that the government or nobody can mess with. They can try stop you in some way, shape, or form, but ultimately, they can't do shit. The elderly people running these governments don't get tech. They don't give a crap. They don't understand. They think math and cryptography cares about their silly little laws they write on paper. You can't stop freedom. You can't stop innovation. Young people are sick and tired of these horrible banks, hyperinflated fiat, and smug bankers and politicians telling them what they can and can't do with their money. Afuera. And at the end of the day, like the US, I think these restrictions are not beneficial to your country. All it does is keep the people in a worse state. It's like literally making your own people like poor, almost, or keeping them poor, I should say. Instead of allowing these people to innovate, go for all these good opportunities, no, make sure they can't do anything. That is ultimately wisdom. At least that's what they seem to think. Scoop, The Indian government's decision to initiate the blocking of URLs to 9 offshore crypto exchanges and issued them show cause notices came after an official request from the local crypto and Web3 association's advocacy body, the BWA-IND. Ultimately, you gotta know it's all about one thing. These guys are missing out on taxes, which is why they don't want people to use these other exchanges. It does make sense, but I always think it's quite funny. Anyway, having said that, the exchange I use all the time is always linked down below. And people in the US can't use it. But for all my other people, it's Bybit, and right now you get yourself a couple of juicy free trades. Again, the link is down below. And I'll talk about this more on our Dusty Trades channel, but I really want you guys to understand quite carefully here, clearly I should say, that nothing is stopping me from buying the crypto dips. There have been these instances where people right now are saying, no, but you see, Cathie Wood or this, that, they're all selling their Bitcoin, they're being bearish. I don't really care. If we look at history, every single time you thought about buying crypto, if you did, you'd be in a good spot right now. That is, if you continue to keep on buying. If you only bought once, it's like the flip of a coin. If you consistently bought, it's just extremely hard to lose. And that's my philosophy, and I'll continue on with that philosophy for as far as I'm concerned. I know if I just buy right now, and I keep buying in the near future, it'll be solid. And I don't mean only Bitcoin. I mean literally the crypto market. And I know for a fact that if you're only buying altcoins, for example, that you'll actually make a significant amount of more money. However, it's a little bit more about timing when it comes to those. When it comes to Bitcoin, really, it doesn't matter too much because we know from most of the things we've seen that right now it's about to go absolutely wild. And I personally don't care if it's going to take a month, 3 months, 4 months, or it happens right now, because you know it's about to happen. If something is nearly inevitable and you know you're going to make a ton of money, it doesn't matter how long you have to wait for it, right? If it's between a normal, or I'd say a reasonable time span. If I know I'm going to 10x my money, but it takes a year or 2 years, I don't mind. 2 years to 10x my money, I don't mind at all. It's only this little, am I going to make money? Is it really good? And that's the thing I don't have. Many people come up to me almost every day and say, Dusty, are you sure that crypto is going to stay? And I say, no, I'm not sure. But for as far as I'm concerned, my certainty is about 99.8%, 99.9, whatever. I can't fathom a world where this does not return me crazy amounts of money and where my investment decisions are stupid bad and I actually end up losing money. I can't fathom such a world. That does not mean it can't happen. I'm just saying for me, it doesn't make sense, and so I invest accordingly. I always think about it like this too. Who am I to be a little motherfucking baby? I'll just put in $1. I'm able to lose that. Then I make nothing. I either go big or I go home. And I've told people this for the last, nearly 8 years. I've been making daily crypto videos. I think over 7.5 years now, we've been doing daily crypto updates. And just realize this. Some people have been watching me since the start, and they still are a little bit into crypto, but they don't fully believe in it. And I don't understand that. I don't mind. But it's all about researching. But as we see now with these exchanges being blocked, these governments know. BlackRock investing so heavily into this sector, those guys know. There's money to be made here. And this is purely out of self-interest, this part, where not even talking about tech, right? Just talking about the money, being able to make money. It's such a lucrative opportunity that I don't understand how people are not willing to take the risk, unless you're obviously not in a position where you can afford $1 to lose. And at that point, I'll say, you're shit out of luck because you have the best opportunity of a lifetime right in front of you and you've not got the funds to support it. Hey, that's unlucky you, man. You might get another chance in the next few years. But for me right now, I'm going so hard. There's nothing holding me back because I know if I lose everything right now, at least I tried. But I'm personally pretty freaking sure it's about to return us crazy numbers. And all these exchange bannings, they don't make me bearish. No, ultimately, they make me even more excited that I know they can't stop this. If I right now, when I send $100 million to my friend, nobody's going to be able to stop me. And once you realize the power in that, once you really realize that this is the first time where moving money around the world is this easy, and this is the first time ever that is that lucrative too. Anyway, you probably wouldn't sleep on it either. This is just a little reminder for people that are still thinking about getting in, but they're not fully in. All this stuff only makes me more and more excited. It's a warning that exchanges, like for example, what happened with the massive fine to Binance just now, are probably going to get in some more trouble soon. But ultimately, look at BNB Coin. It did pretty well. Ultimately, every single fine, these exchanges will be able to pay. It's not that big a deal. They're extremely profitable. They don't care. They'll keep going, and the space is only going to grow. Ultimately, if you don't use these shady crypto exchanges that your friend from high school told you about that's not really found online, you'll probably be fine. If I'm talking about it here, all right, the exchange link is down below. I've got money on there. And if you ask me about some random ass exchange in the middle of nowhere, I just don't know if it's safe or not. So I might keep money there, but I will obviously in the back of my head, no, I should never keep all my money on there in case something does go wrong. But Bybit, for the most part, I trust with most of my money. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. It's also nice. They've got their office in Dubai. I went there, I think last week and a half ago, and I'll be going there again, I think next, in a week or two. Anyway, I'm going to explore my phone for a bit, the new Solana phone. If you guys want a video on that, let me know down below. And I'll see you guys again, hopefully in another video later today.